The Hiroshima talks. Negotiations have failed. In the next chapter, we'll soon witness the tragic incident that kicked off the Seitei War. The incident that will show us the death of everyone, except for Togo Shiba. Why? Because Shiba, the pinnacle of sorcery, chose the path of cowardice. He ran. The big moment from chapter 118 were these foreboding panels of Shiba looking beaten up, ashamed. The pinnacle of sorcery looks broken. These panels and the one right after carried an incredible sense of dread. One thing is clear. Shiba and its former group lost. Brutally. And Shiba is the only survivor. That's right. By the time the next chapter drops, we could very well see the death of Mishiro. Let's go. And those other two Soga gentlemen. As for Shiba, he'll live and escape because, Shiba is a teleporter, an ability that's very useful for running away. There's definitely a narrative basis for this prediction too. Knowing Hokazono and his narrative style, he loves character-focused tragedy. And I think this is the perfect incident for him to show us how Shiba's own tragedy unfolds. And Shiba lived not because he was spared or that he was strong enough to fend off whatever wiped out his buddies, because he ran. Because he's a coward. Or at least he feels like he is. But why would the Togo Shiba run? Well, the young Shiba we've seen thus far in the Seitei War has felt different from his present self. He's more cold, cool-headed. He carries the air of someone who hasn't really tasted defeat yet. And that wouldn't be surprising. Who else could possibly contend with him? Imagine being someone like Shiba, developing one of the most extraordinary powers one could possibly have. He probably doesn't even have a fear of heights, one of the innate fears of the human brain. Instead, what must have made him truly feel fear for the first time was whatever the sad guy was about to unleash. Probably going to be the first time Shiba may have fought something that he was truly helpless against. Whatever that something is going to be, I have a feeling it's so horrifying and unholy that it was enough to make even the pinnacle of sorcery abandon his allies out of pure flight instinct. Yeah, I thought I'd clarify. I don't think Shiba ran with the intention of ditching his allies or Mishiro. If anything, these panels show that the way Shiba looks away from the camera, almost hiding his face, Shiba feels guilt and shame after realizing that he left Mishiro and company to die. But there was little he could have done. It was a moment of the predator becoming the prey for the first time. The realization that there's a bigger fish in the pond. That experience likely left a mark on Shiba's psyche in the form of trauma. A trauma that we saw resurface. A trauma that we saw resurface in chapter 109 when Shiba saved Hikari from Akamura Soga. It's this scene where we see the normally cool-headed Shiba look completely shaken. The shrunken pupils, the perspiration dripping off of him, and the excessive use of inhaling and exhaling from his respiratory system. This is completely unlike Shiba. At first glance, you'd think some of his internal dialogue is just related to the intense fear that Soga's presence inspires in anyone. But after the recent Hiroshima chapters, I think I see this dialogue in a completely different light. Pay attention to the nature of Shiba's thoughts here. A monster who is unstoppable, even against several other powerful fighters. I think I see the parallel. Let me put it plainly. Shiba has been in this situation before. The Hiroshima incident. And what we see here is that trauma in him resurfacing live with a vengeance. No other character in this fight looked as anxious as him. Furthermore, he is preoccupied with thoughts of self-doubt of his own abilities and retreating. Working backwards here, Hokazono may be hinting at a key part of Shiba's past, that he retreated from the Hiroshima incident when things got ugly. This line here could be Shiba remembering some sort of grave error he made in the Hiroshima incident. I like to think that whatever mistake he made, Shiba blames himself for indirectly causing Mishiro's death, which would have hit him pretty hard, because Mishiro is one of the few people he seemed to trust besides Rokuhira. In other words, Shiba had a soft spot for Mashiro, sort of like a younger brother. Being the only survivor would have scarred him with a lingering sense of guilt over whatever mistake he made, and that pain would stick with him for the rest of his life, flaring up in the Soga fight and again when Rokuhira died. I have no doubt that Hokuzono will take great pleasure in illustrating the origin of this scar in the weeks to come. Okay, so that video was a bit different from what I did last time. I was also gonna make some theories of who the Shikoku are, but I was late. This guy came in and stole my job and left, so yeah. Nonetheless, thanks for watching again, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. I would very much appreciate that again. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.